Welcome to the Overlooked Motel, a place where underseen and unappreciated films are given their moment in the spotlight. This week's selection is a thrilling murder mystery filled with red herrings and depraved acts of violence. Though the case of the Bloody Iris is often overshadowed by more celebrated works from the likes of Argento and Bava, it is a thrilling affair that kept me guessing until the final frame. Giallo enthusiasts and fans of gory murder mysteries alike are sure to find plenty to enjoy about this 1972 Italian export. The proceedings revolve around Jennifer, played by Edwidge Fenwick, a fashion model who is grappling with the aftermath of a messy divorce. Her ex-husband is the ringleader of a bohemian sex cult, and he still carries a torch for Jennifer. When she moves into a new apartment building where the residents have a habit of turning up dead, Jennifer fears for her safety and begins to wonder if she may be next. The police share her concerns, but ask her to act as live bait in an attempt to lure the killer into a trap. Giallo queen Edwidge Fenwick is a welcome addition to any genre picture, and the case of the Bloody Iris is no exception. She plays Jennifer with an air of paranoia by virtue of her complicated relationship with her ex that adds to the film's unsettling tone. She vacillates between vulnerable and capable, ultimately finding her inner strength and going toe-to-toe with the killer in an unforgettable denouement. Director Giuliano Carnemeo proves quite skilled at crafting tension. He makes effective use of closely cropped shots that allow a character's facial features to occupy the majority of the screen, leaving the viewer in a state of distress about what lurks outside the frame. There's a brilliant instance of that technique in the opening sequence that sees an unsuspecting victim sharing an elevator ride with the killer. The buildup involves other passengers exiting until the victim and the faceless killer are all alone. The audience witnesses the young woman frozen in terror, eyes wide, as the scalpel is plunged deep into her flesh. It's a haunting sequence and a great start to the picture. It properly sets the tone for the intense and blood-soaked ride upon which the audience is embarking. Carnemeo makes use of a number of additional techniques to maximize viewer discomfort. In one such instance, he raises the stakes by following a victim as she walks into her home to find that the lights aren't working. That immediately signals that someone may be lurking in the shadows and forces us to exist in near-total darkness. He plays that to maximum effect, giving the impression that someone or something is lurking in the shadows, but making us sweat it out until the killer escapes the shadows and makes their presence known. That sense of discomfort is constant throughout the film. Just as one thinks it may be safe to relax, the killer emerges to claim another victim. In typical Giallo fashion, the narrative is riddled with red herrings. We're given reason to believe the killer could be Jennifer's possessive ex-husband, or perhaps the nosy woman next door, or maybe even Jennifer's new love interest. The tension continues to build steadily throughout, culminating in a double twist ending that genuinely surprises. In spite of everything the film gets right, it is a bit dated and features some antiquated ideas regarding female sexuality and the LGBTQIA+ community. But if you can look past that and take the case of the Bloody Iris as a product of its time, I think you will find plenty to enjoy. Additionally, it's important to note that themes of sexual dysfunction and puritanical views regarding sexuality were commonplace in Gialli, but characters that held such ideals were often driven mad by them and turned to violence as a result. On that basis, it stands to reason that Giallo filmmakers may have been sending the message that sexuality should be embraced, and repressing it was sure to lead to madness. If you're curious to check the film out, you're in luck. As of the publication of this post, The Case of the Bloody Iris is streaming for free with ads on Tubi, Plex, and Vudu. That's all for this installment of the Overlooked Motel. If you want to chat more about underseen and underrated films, feel free to hit me up with your thoughts on Twitter @FunWithHorror.